This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
This episode of It's Eric Nagel brought to you by 22 Sierra Coffee. Listeners of It's Eric Nagel can get 15% off their order by using promo code ERIC, that's E-R-I-K, at checkout, 22sierracoffee.com. Use the promo code ERIC for 15% off.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
It's Eric Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel.
Shakes fist vigorously. And it's not old man yelling at cloud. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am Eric Nagel. Over there's Jordan. Say hi to Jordan.
Hey, everybody.
We're going to try to get through this piece of shit as fast as we can tonight, because if it's not the elements of nature, if it's not the elements of this software, the streaming, the iHeart shit, whatever else is going on, it's going to be the fact that this camera is on a ticking time bomb. Whether it freezes or my fist goes right through the lens. I don't know.
We're doing the show live from an airplane, so if this crashes, it just makes sense.
It makes sense, and it'll be putting us out of our collective misery. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, what are you doing? There's better places to go, like Apple, Spotify, all those kind of things. If you want to listen to the show on demand when it's not live, if you're listening when it is live, then that's your choice. You can do that too. Or you can come into our live rooms over at YouTube and Twitch. If those are still available, come in there, throw your money around, throw your insults around. We don't give a shit at this point. If it even goes out this week, I'll be fucking amazed. But yes, Twitch and YouTube, all under It's Eric Nagel. And if you're not listening to this live, then you've missed out on all the fun. You watch it, the produced video over on YouTube. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I just want to go home, and I want to be done.
You are home.
I just want to be done.
That's the problem. We are home. So, you doing good? You all right?
Yep, fine. Good. Witty banter, small talk over. Moving on. Let's do something with the actual show. What do we got to talk about here? TikTok. Go over to TikTok, the consumer. Or sorry, it's the consumer, all one word. Go over there and give us a like and a follow. And as we're trying to move all the consumer stuff over there, new videos will be coming soon. Older videos also going up as well. So go there and check it out.
Yeah, go like some of those videos. I forgot some of the stuff that we had eaten and done. I watched the one where we had the ranch ice cream and we dared you
with
to
the
put
Dr. Pepper Peeps.
Yeah. And I just laughed and laughed because I remember how disgusting and how quickly you just threw like that whole thing out of your mouth. So yeah, some of those old ones are really good. Gittles is a part of it. Come check them out. They're fun. They're really fun.
Yeah, I should have. Well, Tuki's got some advice for the show here.
You stink. You need a new career. This is horrible. This is not going to work out well for you. You will never be able to live this down, I'm afraid.
Tuki knows.
I love Tuki's voice.
We got to listen to the puppet Muppet.
Yeah, it's true.
He seems to know what's going on here. All right. Let's actually do some show stuff and try to get this show done in a reasonable amount of time, because last time we went over 3 hours, no matter how creative I did with the editing. Yeah. Let's not do that again. Some people say, oh, I love it. We don't. We want to go and move on with our lives.
I used to eat dinner, and now I can't.
Yeah. And then he calls me from the road, and it's like a fucking Art Bell story where he's just in the middle of the desert. He's seeing weird shit and eating Jack in the Box greasy tacos before they expire.
It's true. That was pretty good.
You're all right? You're good? Family's okay?
Actually do it. Family's good. Volleyball's going. Having fun. Going to a concert tomorrow. Bought new tickets for Jimmy Eat World. We're caught up. I'm going to add a Jordan's music section to segment 2. So you'll have music news.
Stop going to concerts.
I'm going to add more. I might go to Tom Jones. Go throw my underwear on stage.
I just looked. All the videos aren't here that were loaded.
Nope, because you had to leave.
They were all set to go. What were we going to start with?
I may have to take MMA.
Oh, okay. There we go. So we'll start with this then. It's not the biggest story going around, hilarious. But it is getting quite the buzz. There was a MMA sanctioned fight over in the lovely country of Romania, known for vampires and gypsies and something
Tramps
else.
and thieves.
And thieves. And that guy everybody hates, Andrew Tate. Yeah, he was over there hanging out. So, do you have any information on this fight here? All I have is that it was 3 Instagram / OnlyFans women.
So here's the copy that I pulled.
Okay.
3 OnlyFans models were beaten to a pulp by 2 men during a sanctioned MMA fight this week. The fight went down with a group called Real Extreme Fighting in Romania. It featured a team of Alicia Bonita, Denisa Costia, and Maria Adriana. For some reason, going against Kostica, some name, Sebastian, another name.
Yeah.
Clad in white tank tops and matching skirts, the trio of women wore headgear, while the duo of males did not. Just seconds after opening bell rung, the 2 guys predictably kicked the tar out of these women.
Now, what's more offensive to the people here? That it was men fighting women, or that it wasn't shirts versus skins?
It was shirts versus skins. It's the dudes were skins.
Yeah, they got it all backwards. They don't know how to promote over there in Romania, apparently.
Well, it's the vampires. Just like Santa Clara.
The reverse vampires. In association with the pod people. They're conspiring to fully eliminate the meal known as dinner.
I love Millhouse so much.
Anyway, so the 2 guys beat the shit out of 3 women. Now, we've seen stuff like this to a very lesser degree, like with the WWE. Sometimes a very athletic and strong woman will show up in the men's Royal Rumble or in a mixed tag match or something. And shenanigans are then aput. But you know that as real as wrestling can be as far as the physicality of it, they're definitely pulling back, and it's always the woman that gets over on the male talent.
They try to make sure there's safety guardrails involved.
Right. Well, this... Oh, I'm just going to show you here. We'll do the commentary over it. But look at this here. So they're not like fragile. How do I put this? They're not like skinny Instagram model kind of women. They've got a little meat on them. One has a more meat than the others I'm seeing here. But they look like they could be athletic. They look like they could, like they do boxing in their gym.
They do some Taibo in their basement?
Yeah, some kickboxing. This one's got a tattoo of a face on her shin, so she could pretty much stand up to some pain.
Yeah, it's a good spot. It's very painful.
All right, so there's 3. They're in, I'm guessing that's an octagon shape ring. 3 of them are on the one side there, like you said, gloves, helmets.
Full headgear. They got
all that stuff.
In.
So, they're all raising their hands. They're being announced. It cuts right to
these guys looking to kill.
It's almost gladiator style. The 2 guys are on one side of the ring. Oh, it's not even an octagon. It's a full circle.
Oh, yeah, no, it's circle.
They're on one side of the circle. The women are on the other side of the circle, and they yell, "Fight!" These 2 guys come running at them like they're waving red sheets, and they're just bulls looking to gorge people.
Like one guy's got his head down like, I'm going to just destroy them.
Yeah, he has his head and his hands down, and he's kind of walking like he's about to get into a street fight.
Yeah.
And then the reach on this, he just pushes one lady into the whatever corner you want to call that.
Yeah.
And he's just wildly swinging. She's down. He gets up. He's like, all right, she's down. I'm going to go over and start taking on some of the other women.
Yeah, and the other guy was taking on 2 women at once, and then now they've split up.
Yeah.
And he's swinging a little wild for a second, but then it's back to just pummeling.
I'm thinking the guys are holding back. Well, maybe not.
No, this guy has her in a headlock.
Yeah, he had the arm down,
and
he's
uppercutting her in the face.
Yeah, okay. I thought maybe they were pulling back a little bit.
Oh no,
because I'm not seeing like flying back fists and arm bars and pretty much those John Bones Jones shin kicks that break people's legs,
like the Superman punches and stuff.
That's what I was kind of hoping. And Chubby Girl went down in one punch. That guy picked her up. I don't think this is fully sanctioned. He picked her up and almost did a pop-up power bomb on her.
Well, it's not a boxing match. This is MMA, so you can pick her up. If you can get her and slam her down, he's going to try to do it.
All right, fair point.
That girl Stomach's hurting. They call the fight.
But look who's sponsoring it. It's I guess Las Vegas Gambling. It's what it's called, but it's .ro. So everything is
Probably
all
Romanian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she took one right to the breadbasket.
The
Then
ref
she's
is
mad-
kicking
she's
the one
mad.
girl. Yeah, he's about to
Well, the
raise.
girl's mad.
Yeah, he's about to raise the two guys' hands. The ref puts a leg up and extends it to almost kick her in the soloplex. I know that's an exercise equipment, but
No, it's solar flex.
oh, that is true. Soloplex.
The solar plexes are the stomach.
Look at that one ref holding her right under the bosom, lifting her up by the breast line. The two guys wearing, like, I'm guessing, like Monster Energy shorts there, raising their hands and dancing around like this was a true victory.
Look, yeah, these guys are super happy that they just beat 3 women.
Right.
Oh, just
So this fight is causing all kinds of turmoil online
yeah.
for like inhumanity and stuff.
Well,
and-
like one person was like, "These men should be ashamed." I was like, "Why?" They agreed to it.
Right.
For one, they were okay with it. They were ready to fight. They've been promoting it. I just don't think they were ready.
No, it doesn't appear that they were. But I don't care. I would like to see more of this.
Well, this real extreme fighting has been doing different cards with like gimmicky fights. They did one where it was 10 amateurs took on 2 real heavyweights,
Right.
and they all got demolished by the 2 heavyweights. Like it is clearly stacked, but yeah, they got their asses beat.
It's packed and they're stacked, and especially in the back.
Now, have you seen the slap league, the ones where they like slap each other in the face?
Yeah, that I'm not too big a fan of that.
Oh,
That's
I just
kinda
feel
dumb.
pain whenever.
But
I
look,
see it.
as he's pummeling the one chubby
this one.
OnlyFans girl, he just hucks her down onto the mat. Look, he bends. She's curled over. She's down. Now, technically, in any other fight, if you hit somebody in the back of the head like that deliberately, you're automatically disqualified. Right? So if you went to punch somebody and they slipped and turned and you hit them in the back of the head with boxing or MMA, it's not considered a cheap shot.
Yeah.
She went down and she's kind of getting into the fetal position, and he's literally punching down into the chubby broad's head. Look at her. She's like grasping for cover, like almost like a domestic abuse situation, and he's just pile driving her right into the head. Look at that. Picks her up. All right. He's not even that strong to lift that one up. He tried to lift her up, do a flip, and nothing. But I don't mind if this is over in some of those Russian satellite countries, those old Eastern Bloc territories. If they're going to do stuff like that, I might watch. It's almost like legal bum fights, you know?
It reminds me of that movie Rollerball. Right. Where like the Eastern European countries were doing the rollerball and it was all the underground illegal shit. Like we're getting to that point where we're just so starved for entertainment. We're going to start inventing new fights, new sports. It's the Ocho. It's just, we're going to just be doing stupid crap. It's like when COVID was around, we were watching, the Highland Games and watching like Scottish men throw caber, like the giant poles.
Yeah.
We just need something new. And I think this is what's filling.
What if we bring that back where they're throwing the giant logs, but at like an audience full of people? Like they're just, instead of running away to where they have it laid out almost like a football field with the yardage to see how far you throw it. They run the other way, and he launches it as a projectile into a crowd, right into the stands. And how many people you take out with a giant log is how you determine who's the winner.
It goes back to our Olympic coverage where we were inventing the new extreme kayaking where you actually would have paintball guns at the same time and you're just like firing on other people while you're trying to kayak down the river. We can just start blending sports, bringing things together, and really having a good time. Like, I really do think this would be a fun thing to do.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we should have more extreme, weird sports.
I'm all for that. Going into the chats, both Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube over there. Keanu's in here. Hi, Keanu.
Hi, Keanu.
Keanu just got a new dog. She's down in South Carolina. She's picking up a pug.
Oh, a pug.
She got a pug.
Nice.
Look at the mug in that pug.
See, I'm done with getting small dogs. I like the bigger dogs. I got my husky.
No, it's fine. She got the wrong dog. She should have got a French bulldog, but it's all right. The pugs are also adorable.
I think you're biased on that one.
Maybe.
A little bit.
I'm a French bulldog owner. Fuck pugs is what he wears on his little collar around there, because he's a badass. All right, we got to do one more thing to lighten the mood here before we get into the enormous segment this week of This Week in Disasters. What is this, the 5th week in a row?
I mean, it keeps happening. It's just going to keep coming up. And from what I hear and what I keep seeing, people love it. So we'll keep bringing it to you.
Jordan, do you, as a single gentleman, do you belong to any of the dating sites?
No.
The dating apps?
No.
Any of those kind of things? How do you expect to meet somebody?
I don't.
Okay. So you're not trying is what you're saying. You're on the market, but you don't care.
I'm expired meat. Don't pick me up.
Okay.
Got things to do.
With that giant head. So I found this video. It's by a group called Hummus Vacuum, which is, I think they went to that band title generator website and just said, give me 2 random terms and we'll put that together and that'll be the name of our band.
Sounds like an Israeli metal band or something.
I will say this guy, very creative, very talented music-wise, does a lot of music comedy stuff too. But this particular video is called his Tinder Date song. And the problem that he has with the dating apps. So let's take a look.
Oh, come. I get blocked.
Well done.
That was good. That was
done.
good. Well done.
All right. Now that we're all doing well, we're all in a happy mood. Everyone's good, right? Spirits
no
are up.
technical difficulties. We're good. Let's do this.
Let's watch the world fall apart. So much going on in the LBC. Kind of hard being Snoop D-O-double-G. The disasters don't stop. We are nonstop plane crashes. This week, no train wrecks. We're taking a break from the train wrecks.
Right.
But we're going into car crashes and tunnel fires, cargo ships.
I think that's our show title.
And
car
we're gonna
crashes and tunnel fires.
We're going to start off with some of the more ridiculous tragedies that were going on this week. One, Igloo. Do you know the brand Igloo? They make the coolers.
The coolers.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they're recalling coolers over a problem where it's amputating fingertips and crushing hazards. Igloo Coolers has been recalled over a majority of safety concerns. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission shared that the Igloo 90-quart flip and tow rolling coolers have been recalled due to a risk of fingertip amputations and crushing hazards. The tow handle can pinch consumers' fingertips against the cooler, which then lead to the risk. The firm has received 12 reports of injuries, including several fingertip amputations, bone fractures, and lacerations. How are people not understanding how a cooler works?
And why did it take this long?
I know, right? I mean, Yeti stock must be through the roof right now. And Thermos picking up a close second with all of this?
I think this is just a smear campaign. This has to be one of the other lesser-known cooler brands trying to smear the good name of Igloo.
Right. There were about 1.6 million coolers sold in the U.S. from January 2019 through January 2025 that should be replaced.
Ugh.
1.6 million coolers, regardless if they were bought at Costco, Target, Dick's, Amazon, Igloo, online, or elsewhere. Consumers are urging to stop using the product immediately and contact Igloo for a free replacement handle. So, people just hucking it into other people's lawns, setting it on fire.
You'd be like attempted murder. You're just rolling an Igloo cooler into someone's yard.
Putting candles around it, having a seance, hoping to send them back to hell.
Jesus.
The product also, just so you know, the product comes in different colors, but all are impacted by this recall. Tactical gray, white.
They're all murderous.
Sapphire blue, dark slate blue, carbonite, and others. The recall involves products manufactured prior to January 2024, and the manufacturing date can be found on the bottom of the cooler. I was never aware that they had that date engraved on that big hunk of plastic.
Right now.
So if you got an Igloo cooler, if it's the what did they say it was? The 90 quart flip and tow rolling cooler, you probably have some money coming your way and a free replacement handle. So go check that out.
I can't believe people are losing fingers. I don't know. That's just crazy.
I would love to see it happen at like tailgate parties, or like the guys who just had to lug that thing through the hot sands of like the beaches of Florida, or
just get his fingers amputated.
Yeah, it's like they go to
go to the car.
Just some guy, he's got the beer and the ice in there, and he goes to lays it down with a thud in the sand, and then pulls his fingers up, and they're gone. And it's just ridiculous blood splatting around like that wacky weasel sprinkler that you used to have growing up. Right. Just blood shooting in every direction in the beach.
Now, here's the thing, though.
Or like Emo Phillips in UHF, where he's like, "Call me Mr. Butterfingers."
To play devil's advocate here, if you're going to get your fingers amputated, wouldn't you want an Igloo full of ice? Like, I feel like this is the best product.
That is a great point. Once they snap, crackle, and pop your fingertips off, you just open the cooler and shove it right in until emergency services.
And you're good.
Yeah. Pick them up off the sand. This way, once they're in the cooler, the sand will come right off. They could maybe reattach them if you get there in time.
Sure. See? Always got to find the bright side of things.
If not, they infuse those rubber thimbles onto your finger so it has some sort of gripping function on it. Yeah. Moving on down to the old Caribbean. A shark bit the hand off a woman along the shores of the Caribbean beach while she was trying to take a picture with it.
Good.
Now, somebody's trying to get a selfie with a shark, a very dangerous creature. Prehistoric. It's practically a dinosaur, right? Sure. How old would you think a person may be if they're trying to get a selfie with a dangerous animal? Something that dumb. How old do you think they would have to be?
Late teens, early 20s? Like something when they're
a Gen Z, millennial.
16 to 25, I would see be the
somewhere
age range
in there,
that'd
right?
be that stupid to try to take a picture with a shark like
or just maybe some, really, really stupid later end Gen X people.
Yeah, because I don't see anybody above our age really wanting to do selfies.
No. What if I said they were 55?
I would call you a liar.
A 55-year-old woman who is understood to be Canadian. Take that, Tom. Who only strayed a few yards into the water when she was attacked last Friday. According to local authorities, she attempted to engage with the shark when the 6-foot-long predatory fish struck off Thompson's Cove Beach. Ooh, Keanu's involved. Her resort is going to be besmirched in Turks and Caicos Islands. It was understood that she had one of her arms amputated below the wrist and the other halfway up her forearm.
Oh, it got both.
She has since returned to Canada for further treatment. She's kind of dumpy looking.
Jesus. Well, she's thinner now, Eric. She lost some weight.
The species of shark was not confirmed, but local reports and witnesses are suggesting it was a bull shark. Her horrified husband rushed into the water in hopes that he could drive the shark away before it could strike again. What if he ran in and just did one of those, jump pump kicks? And so she went further out, and then he started, in all the confusion and the splashing, he's like, no, there's a shark, whatever. But he's like pushing her head into the shark's mouth.
Right.
It's a different country. You can get away with it down there. It's a whole other world. Tourists gather around the victim and were taking off their clothes to stem the bleeding. That's gross that it turned into a nudist event. As
Right.
people are ripping off their bottoms to try
Imagine
to
you're about to pass out. You see someone's underwear wrapped around where it used to be your arm.
an
Gross.
unclipped, unshaven European dick is just waving in front of you as he's trying to cauterize the bleeding. I paint a lovely picture.
You need these, my friend. My friend, I got these. Like, yeah, no, thank you.
It's just as curly and glistening as his chest.
Smells
Video
like
footage
a
captured by
dry
another tourist shows the shark in the vicinity. I didn't find video.
She had an infection because most of the clothing was like soaked in coconut flavored suntan lotion.
Yeah, she had an infection from syphilis because the guy was not being treated. It was understood it had been swimming in the area for around 40 minutes before striking. So it was there. Everyone got out and knew.
Picky.
She went in there to try to get a photo with it.
Right.
Now, do you think she was just that dumb, or did she think that maybe it was a dolphin?
I don't know, because it's hard to tell. Like when you're diving or you're in the water like that, it is hard to tell based off color. Bull sharks are that
That's racist.
kind of that
I don't see
grayish
shark color.
It would have been widely reported if it was a black tip reef shark.
Let me see if I can find.
Just a bull shark.
I didn't know there was a video of it. Let me see if I can find.
Oh,
of it.
please tell me you can. Well, I don't think they actually had video of like the actual incident.
Well, it says there, a lady who was there instead of helping, which there's always that. Remember the old Mr. Rogers thing? Look for the helpers to see where they're helping and how you can help.
My friend, here we go, my friend.
It's like me playing Phasmophobia. Yeah, they're doing all the work, but I got to take the photos. You know, I got to make sure we get the 3-star photos so that we get as much money as possible once this event is done, and hopefully I don't die.
Like, she's 55. Wouldn't it just been better to save your arms and just gotten your hair braided with puka shells like every other middle-aged white woman in the Bahamas? Like, come on.
Or every,
Like when Monica
middle-class
did it in
white
Friends.
guy that thinks that's cool.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not seeing video. If we find it, we'll bring it up for next week.
Right.
What I hate now is when you're looking for certain things, people take still photos or captions of videos, and they do that AI generated shit, like where there's music, it's panning in different kind of dissolves, and then sometimes there's an AI voice or the generated text telling you what's going on. It's like, just show me the fucking footage. I don't need your art project to show me this disaster. I want to see the disaster firsthand. Get it? That might be the show title. Read some of the chat while I write that down.
Jared the Geek, just go to the aquarium to look at sharks. Yeah, I mean, that's true, except that they have these sometimes they have these exhibits where you can actually pet the sharks, and one of these times I'm just expecting someone to actually get their hand taken off there. Let's see. Tom in Alberta says there may not be a video, but there's a selfie. I wonder if she did get footage right before it happened. Like, did she really get that picture,
or if was
she filming, or like she just trying to take still photos?
If it's filming, I hope like the shark, it fell into the water in the shark's mouth. Like when they catch the shark and they gut it or something, that it comes spilling out like the Kittner boy all over the dock.
Oh, he deserved it.
Or if she took it blurred because there's no flash on the reverse angle of it. So you're just seeing like
this is me. She's like,
or a splash of water. Yeah, it just didn't.
Has hands.
If it came out fantastically, that's going to go in the
you have to frame that.
The Time Magazine retrospective for 2025 at the end of the year.
Right.
It's like, look at these amazing photos. National Geographic will be throwing up all kinds of money for it. Anyway, so those dumb bitch took a selfie with a shark and learned the hard way.
Not the show title, but very funny.
Moving on. Plane crashes. Where would we be without our weekly look at all kinds of plane crashes? Jared saying she had the puppy filter on the shark, so it had floppy ears. Oh my! Well,
the shark has Google eyes.
Well, what if she had the emojis on and it's looking at her? Now she's got the cartoon shark while the real shark is coming up right at her.
Right.
Or she has the poop emoji.
She's
on
like
face.
on Snapchat where like the Turks and Caicos have like a local filter where it's like, look at sharks, and then there's one's coming up to get her.
She's going like this, and you see her, but the shark has the poop emoji face with the tongue sticking out, and you're like, what is this?
About to take her hands off.
All right. Plane crashes. We never not have enough of those. This time we're going up to Toronto. Everybody knows this story right now. A plane is not supposed to land upside down, but alas, it did.
I think you can't do that.
No, you can't. We got footage of the plane crash. We've got also footage of somebody turning on their phone trying to get out of the upside down airplane, with one lady saying, "Turn your phone off," and she goes, "No."
Could you imagine that's the reason why it crashed? If someone actually did the whole turn your phone on bit when they said don't do it.
Yeah.
And it just went.
Well, what if I mean, look, it's an emergency. Apparently, from what I was reading, FAA security guidelines is when you have a crash like that, their personal time is that you have to get everybody off the plane in 90 seconds. Like, that's the best chance of survival for everybody. If there's some kind of depressurization, a fire, something like that, they said 90 seconds is the goal to get everybody off. So they had a hard time because the plane's upside down. They have to shoot out the air slides.
Yeah,
that come from
but
there.
They can't do it when
They
it's upside down.
they come down almost like a canopy. You know,
it's like out, and then it just flops over and blocks them in.
Yeah, like they're trying to get out the door, and you're standing under like a radio promotional tent at an odd lot.
Someone's coming through. The sun's coming through like that yellow tarp, so everything's like this weird color. And it's like, oh gosh, just want to get out of here.
So you can't take your bags. You can't take anything with you.
Yeah.
You have to take yourself, your child, whatever, and get off of there. That's apparently the law. It's not even a policy. It's the law. And that lady, you'll see in this video, she has the phone on. Hopefully the clips in that part of the audio is in there. And she's like, she goes, "You got to turn off your phone." No. It's like all this is going on. If anything, she should say, turn it this way, not this way.
Right, not vertical.
Yeah, horizontal. You'll never get it on the news that way.
Right. There was an incident about, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago where there was like another one of these incidents where the plane was stuck on the runway. They had to deploy the air slides, and some guy wanted to get his bag out of the overhead. And they're like, "You can't take your bag. They can't." And he's like, "Yeah." And he grabs it anyway. It's like, what are you going to do? Get you in trouble? He grabbed his bag, jumped off, and, made his way out. But
we forgot something.
They're really militant about that stuff.
We forgot something.
Whoa, what did we forget?
Well, Giddles is in the chat.
I get it.
And he says, Instagram is suggesting Baby Shark as the song to go along with that her selfie thing.
I hope so.
It should have been this.
Whoa, Jaws is here. Here is Jaws. He is the shark without a cause. He was in a movie, you should watch it. It's called Jaws. Jaws is here.
Here is Jaws.
One of my
He is the shark that fought the law. He's in a movie that everyone saw. Love that song.
My favorite song.
Jaws is here. All right.
Must have listened to it like 1,000 times that summer.
Let's watch some plane crashes. Let's go to
Let's
Toronto. The caption here, at least 18 people have been injured following a plane crash at Toronto Pearson International Airport. Now, I want to point out here, too, the reason why this footage is pretty clear. It's a vertical video that they zoomed in horizontally for this production that they made. But this was apparently footage taken by another pilot in another plane that was sitting on a different runway waiting to maneuver to get cleared for takeoff. So this is another pilot capturing the whole thing as it was happening here. So here it goes. It's coming down. Now, I'm not going to be one of those people that because something happened, now I'm an expert in it because I read up on everything. But apparently it's supposed to kind of tilt up a little bit and let the back wheels kind of bounce to soften before coming down.
Uh-huh.
This didn't do it. It came straight down and took out the landing gear. Like it hit hard and just snapped the landing gear, and then the whole thing went kablooey. Oh no! Look how fast it didn't even slide like the dumb planes in Arizona do into parked planes, right?
I cannot. It's hard to take this seriously if you go back and you listen to the guy doing it. He's super Canadian when he's going, no,
fucking hell, eh?
Oh man, eh?
So look right there as it touches down, the back legs just snapped off. You can see it right behind the back part of the jet. You see a little black dot there.
Yep,
that's one of the wheels shooting right off the plane.
And then, because of the weight distribution flips over to its right.
Yeah, and the wing snaps because it leans over to the right.
Right.
Look at that. Right over.
Oh, no.
Now imagine being there's always one guy when they say, all right, you're going to land. He's sitting in his chair. He doesn't put his seatbelt on. He's like, all right, I'll ride this out. Imagine being that one guy this time as everyone is turning upside down, but they're still in their seats, right? And he just goes face first right into the overhead bin.
Right. I couldn't imagine that feeling of just you're hitting and then flipping over.
Yeah. Now you're just seeing smoke, black smoke and snow shooting in every direction. You don't even see the plane anymore. Now it's cutting to the footage.
Drop it. Come on.
Here we go.
Everything, drop it. Come on.
Where's the slide?
Was that you or the video?
That was me.
Oh, good job. I wasn't paying attention. It sounded like that was part of the video. I'm like, did I miss that?
Right.
Holy.
Oh my God.
Think they'll be able to reuse that plane?
Yeah, just dust it off.
Power wash it, flip it over, good to go.
A little bit of that airline tape I've seen on other parts of like the wing.
Yep. Well, here's what else is happening. So this happened. Everybody got off the plane.
No one died.
18 injuries, but nobody dead, either passengers or crew. Everyone's okay. Fire department rescue got there within 3 minutes, which was fantastic response time for all of this. Shortly after, very shortly after,
very fast,
a notice goes out. What does the notice say?
Is this the one where Delta is offering the people? So Delta has come out and is now going to offer each passenger that was on this flight $30,000, which I'm assuming will come with that NDA and the promise not to sue. It's
not even a promise. It's declaring we're giving you this is your compensation. Now, it wasn't like we're giving you $30,000 to each passenger, by the way.
Right, each one.
It's not like we're giving you $30,000 and then you get lifetime flights or something along with that, which that's not a bad deal.
It wasn't that you flipped me upside down and almost killed me like this, yes, yeah.
No, but hear me out. $30,000 and we'll give you lifetime airline flights. It's not a bad deal. Problem is, one, it's $30,000. You know it's to sign a piece of paper that you can't sue us. You can't appear in court to testify for any of this stuff. But two, they did it like a day or two after the incident happened. It's not like where we have to go through an investigation. We're making sure everyone's okay. Everybody is going to be treated. Delta is going to, or FAA insurance, whatever they have, the airlines have, is going to take care of the medical bills, and then they work on compensate. That's something that comes a little later down the line, not within a day or two. Hey, here's 30 grand. You like tucking. It's almost like old mafia tactics, tucking it into their pocket, smack them on the face. You didn't see nothing. Beat it.
That's how you tip at restaurants.
Yeah. Well, I don't tap them on the face. I just, a hard handshake.
Give me a nice table, and then you just...
Hard handshake with a 20 in there, and like, can you keep my car up front at the garage so when I come in, it's right there ready for me to go? You got it, Mr. Nagel. That's how you do it.
This is a Chipotle, sir.
Giddle says, I keep telling you I'm not a real pilot, and I keep telling you flyboys crack me up. Do you know what that's from?
I love that episode.
Okay, what's when Homer was he got the outfit so he could hang out at the pilot bar?
I'm not a real pilot.
Yeah.
I keep telling you flyboys crack me up.
Tom from Alberta brings up a good point, but is it 30,000 Canadian?
Oh my God, could you imagine? Hey, I'll give you 30,000 loonies if you don't sue, eh?
What if it's in like Delta dollars?
Like Disney bucks?
Yeah, so you
could only use it in the Delta Club.
So yeah, in the Delta Club, how you got to buy box snacks on the planes now. It's for all of that. Jared in the chat saying, when I fly, I'm now going to clap when we land successfully. Yeah, I used to hate people who do that, but now I'm like, it's not like, oh, the pilot did a good job. It's like, holy shit, we didn't die.
Oh my God, we survived another one.
We lasted. Preston in the chat saying this was the plot to one of the Die Hard movies where they changed the elevation of the landing strip of the plane to just what did that say there? The plane did just what that this one did.
Yeah, Die Hard 2 with I think Gary Busey was in that one. I can't remember,
He
but
stinks.
no, it was never mind. It's not Gary Busey. It's the guy that's always in all the Stephen King movies. But yes, that was the plot of Die Hard 2.
Steven Weber?
No, not Steve. Yeah, it was from Wings.
Yeah. The irony of it all.
Right.
All right. Not to be outdone and not to be left out of the national spotlight once again, we turn to Arizona. Jordan?
Oh, I love this so
And
much.
now, here's what happened last time. If you missed last week's show, there's been major airline issues, crashes, military planes falling into the bay in San Diego, crashing into helicopters over the Potomac, all kinds of stories.
Right.
Arizona, the theory on this show for the last few years is that when something major happens, Arizona has to come up with their equivalent of that story. And 9 out of 10 times, it's always the case. Well, last time, it's like, well, we have a plane crash too. They had a plane that was pretty much almost ready to taxi after the landing. Slide, again, no ice, no harsh weather conditions, just happened to slide into a parked plane off the side of the runway. It also turned out to be Vince Neil's plane.
Yeah, one of them was, yeah.
I think somebody in the chat suggested it was the plane named Dr. Flygood. Well, everyone went, oh, what a weak showing for all these disasters happening. That's what Arizona does.
Yeah, we had to put up.
Apparently, your state went back to the drawing board.
We did.
And they said, we need to up our ante here. We got to be taken seriously for problems in this country. So let's go to Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona.
Almost.
Home
Just
of
north.
Johnny Daytona, human bartender. Two small planes decided to collide where nobody could see it, but they left a crater. Let's take a look at this.
Just a very sad, somber scene out here as authorities try to figure out why two small planes crashed in midair, killing two people. If you take a look behind me, you can see where the crash happened, just beyond that airplane on the other side of the road.
Let us show you a functional airplane, a non-crashed airplane looks like before we get to what the disaster at hand.
Here at the Marana Regional Air Park. Our news chopper was over the scene shortly after the midair collision happened around 8:30 this morning.
Now, all right, this is not very humane to say, but it just looks like, you know, when you still have some of the charcoal remains of a bonfire. That's kind of what it looks like. You know, it's like it looks like it's substance, but if you touch it, the ash just blows away.
It'll just disintegrate.
This morning,
Yeah.
Police officials tell me there were two people on board each aircraft. The two individuals that died were on the same plane.
And it happened to die. They happened not to die. They happened to crash what appears to be like some kind of storm drain under the road, right?
Yeah, probably.
The other two walked away from the crash without any serious injuries. The FAA says this airport is an uncontrolled field, which means there is no air.
This area is an uncontrolled, untamed western terrain. Anything can happen. Cowboys were shooting down airplanes.
Traffic control tower. Pilots use a common traffic frequency to communicate with each other, but clearly something went wrong here. It is unclear if one of the planes was taking off or landing, or if there was a mechanical problem or medical
There's
issue.
nothing left of these planes.
No.
Nothing.
Well, they're two smaller planes. I think one of them was a flight training. I think the Cessna was a they were like training like to actually fly. Like this was like a school type of situation.
All right, we don't need local testimony. I'm tired of the news talking to eyewitnesses or people's opinions. Well, what I think happened, who cares? Just show us the footage and move on, is what we're doing there. So Arizona's stepping up their game.
Yeah, we're working on it.
We got there.
We'll get something bigger later.
You had 2 down, 2 walked away. We'll see what they come up with next week, because you know it's going to happen.
Yeah, my theory is that they don't like that we're talking shit about it.
That might be the show title right there, Tom from Alberta. Why? Because Arizona.
Yeah, there you go.
That might be it. Moving on, as I write this down, We're going back to Canada, the land of Newfies. Newfoundland, as they call it, as it's spelt Newfoundland, because simplicity at its best.
Because Canada.
Why? Because
it could be either one.
Arizona. Why? Because Canada.
Yeah, because we have two Canada.
Right.
Only one.
A cargo ship ran aground due to some rough winter weather. So it got lodged between a cliff and a beachfront. The ship.
Now, was it lodged like that one ship that was in the Suez Canal where it was like at an angle and lodged, or was it like
no,
just couldn't fit through the little gap?
No, the one in the Suez Canal was like when you're trying to cheat at Battleship and you put it diagonal on a space that can't be diagonal. It's like, no,
Right.
You should be on B11 right here. That should have hit you. Nope. I'm crossing over this line here. Your ships don't go that way. And then they look over, see that you're cheating, and a fight happens. This, the tanker ran aground. It's being bashed by waves that you only see when you ever see those videos of tanker ships in the North Sea?
Yeah.
Where they go up really high and then they crash down with that
They just come right down real
it's
hard.
like the most dangerous ocean in the world, right? This thing is lodged on the beach. It's slamming its side into the side of a cliff, and the waves are hitting it that are going higher than this ship's height. At one point in this video, you're going to see a wave almost hit the rescue helicopter that's trying to airlift the people off of this. Take a look at this. Look at that thing. It's lodged on the shore. It's not moving. Now here comes the whatever the Coast Guard is for Canada. See, it's backing up because the winds are so bad. It has to fly backwards to try to line up to where the passengers are at the top of the ship there, or the crew.
They can push that back in the water.
Watch some of these wave splashes that are coming.
Sheesh.
Right? Like, you can't even make it out to the ship. If this was a calmer ocean, they could have just, rope laddered down the ship and walked onto shore.
Yeah.
But because the ocean is so terrible here. Look at that. I mean, that's not even the biggest one we're going to see, but look how high that splash is. It's pretty much over the
all
top.
the way to the top of the containers.
The containers that are on there. When the helicopter is trying to keep a pattern to lower people down to the ship. Oh, I didn't notice that last time. Not only is it beached, they dropped anchor to keep it beached.
That's why they can't move.
Yeah. Look at that splash right there. Went over the top of the ship.
Yeah, now you can see the ship moving side to side a little bit.
Right. Look at that one.
That water's going all the way up to the helicopter. Or it could just be an angle. It may not be that high, but geez, that's still pretty high.
Imagine it hits the blades and that thing crashes right into the top of the tanker.
That was also the plot of a Die Hard.
I mean, and now it's just me playing GTA 5.
Look how small that guy looks compared to that ship.
Yeah. Swinging around in the breeze all haphazardly.
Do you think he drew straws to have to go down first?
I think they're all harnessed and somebody just hit a clip on him and kicked him off the side of the helicopter. It's like, Bill's got to do it now.
Fuck you, Bill.
See, the boat's rocking. He can't even land. They have people on the boat there trying to grab him to pull him down.
Then why is he coming to knock him? I gotta say, they pull him up pretty fast. Like, I've seen footage where they gently raise them up. That went pretty quick.
Or like that Simpsons clip where he's pulling him out of Springfield Gorge and he's just banging into each side of the ravine. Yeah.
Did you ever see that footage of that woman here in Arizona that was getting airlifted after hiking in a bad spot?
And it started spinning.
And then it just started spinning her.
Of course, Arizona. Why? So because Arizona.
As Arizona.
Fair enough.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Detroit, Michigan. Now, you may not have heard of any kind of crash or collision or anything in that area, and that's true because it's not. But it does not mean a disaster was not ready to happen. As you know, for most of these United States, there's been massive snowstorms and deep freeze. Like negative 40 below or worse. Like, that's bad. Well, in Detroit, Michigan, 2 a.m. this past Monday, a nearly century-old 54-inch steel water main just suddenly burst through the streets. It sent torrents of water, not even gallons, torrents of water, coursing out in all directions from an ever-widening crater. Nearly 400 homes are in the emergency flood zone. Of those impacted by the flooding, 72 were without electricity, 190 had flooded basements up to the first floor, and 174 were without heat for Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, you're thinking, all right, it's just cold water going everywhere. The water went out and was freezing as instantly as it was coming out of the pipe. Take a look at this.
Wow.
Those cars are frozen in the street.
No, that's too cold.
Yeah.
No one should live at these places.
Look at that. That dumb thing people do where they put their windshield wipers out. So they're like, oh, keep the ice off the windshield wipers so I could use them to scrape the ice off my windshield. All right, what about the ice on the 2/3 of your car here? How are you scraping that off? The engine, the wheels, the doors, they're submerged in a lake of ice.
Well, you get your ice skates on, you skate out to your vehicle, and then you try to scrape it.
Look at that.
That's ridiculous.
I think that's like a
how
garbage.
high that water is.
I know. I think that's a garbage can. And because it was freezing, it was just building up. So it was like it would come out, it would freeze layer, freeze layer, freeze layer. This went on for several hours. This whole neighborhood is entrenched in ice. Look at that. That's a huge radius to freeze from a water main burst.
Right.
This is somebody shooting this video from their house here.
Like, how are you not out there just miserable filming this?
Or ice skating. Take the kids around on a toboggan. Look, his whole driveway is frozen. Garbage cans, trucks, everything is all stuck there.
Oy.
I read, like, that's the complete opposite of the Pacific Palisades. Somewhere in the middle, the truth lies.
Arizona.
Yeah. Well, that's all staged, I think. I think Arizona's just doing it for attention.
What, having nice weather?
Yeah, and lackluster disasters as they're trying to keep up with the rest of the country. Okay, we're moving a little further out west to Wyoming, the area of Green River, home of the Green River Tunnel, which is a traffic tunnel that is burrowed through a mountain. Well, apparently...
This sounds safe.
Yeah, well, apparently, I guess some kind of truck fire or something blew up, backed up traffic in both ends of the tunnel, and the tunnel itself was almost just like a... you familiar with smelting?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's just say you have this contained in essentially a concrete tomb within a mountain. There's nowhere for the fire to go except engulf everything and everyone that is in it. This is some news footage here. This is showing you the aerial of I-80 that goes through this area. You can see the mountain right there where the little geotag is. That's where the tunnel was burrowed through that mountain there. Right. And that became a fucking horror show.
Like, I feel like when you're planning this, you could kind of go around the mountain.
Right. Look
at
this
that road
right there. So you're seeing smoke just coming out of a tunnel.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Trucks fully incinerated.
Sheesh.
Right? Now, I got some extra footage for you because this is just, the news footage shots. The sheriff's department of the area released some drone footage when they finally got the fire extinguished and the temperatures were manageable to go in and survey, because they also had to survey the tunnel to see if it was still going to be stable to be used or if they had to seal this off. And they said it was okay. It's scorched earth in there, But as far as the infrastructure for the mountain and the tunnel, they said it's perfectly fine. They just got to recoat some of this stuff here. This is the drone footage coming in. Look at this.
Jeez.
This looks like, I don't know, the Lincoln Tunnel scene in The Stand.
There was a Stallone movie where they were stuck in a tunnel, and it's just, it just feels very claustrophobic to me.
Look at that. The whole lining, lighting, paint, emergency fire stuff, everything is just dissolved.
What tunnel was it in your area? Was it the Lincoln Tunnel? There was another tunnel. Remember when that tunnel was leaking?
Oh, that was the Holland Tunnel.
Oh my God. Like that just the idea of being stuck in a tunnel, either in a fire or flooding situation, none of this sounds even remotely something I want to be a part.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What do they know what caused that? Like did a car explode?
Climate change, Jordan.
That's right.
That's the answer for everything.
Yeah, it was whales in wind turbines.
No, I think there was just some kind of collision involving trucks that set everything on fire, and then it just spread because essentially it becomes a vacuum. You know, there's only two ways for that thing to go, and that's the only way it can shoot up. It can't go up. It has to go out somewhere, and everything went kaplooey. Jared saying, yeah, truck accident. Casey in the chat saying Daybreak.
Yeah, that was the Stallone movie.
Lots happening here. All right, moving on. Now we get to leave the country again and go over to the wild woolly world of China. It's an area called Henan, China, or Henan, Henan.
Hunan. Or Henan.
Henan.
Yep.
Kind of what I said. Now, this is
Bobby
not...
the Brain, Henan, China.
Henan, China. It's always with the
Japanese.
squinting and the teeth out. It's like, stop, Bobby. I mean, it worked in the 80s. It was a different time.
Ni hao.
Henan, China. So this happened a couple weeks ago. We just didn't get to this one yet. They had a comedy of errors happening on this highway. It's one of those super highways where you can go really fast like they have in Europe, right?
Yeah, they're like the Autobahn.
It was 100+ car pileup because of foggy conditions that iced the road.
Interesting.
So on this one bend, people can't see what's going on because of the fog was so dense. They were going at high speeds and just kept colliding. It looks like a Simpsons bit. Like either the people that go on the escalator to nowhere and fall off, or that thing with the bridge where the meteor took the bridge out and people were trying to jump the bridge to get over to Shelbyville thinking that was going to save their lives from a meteor hitting them. That's what this is. Watch this. It's horrific and hilarious at the same time.
Money.
Roll down! Roll down! No, nothing. Right into it. Damn.
They're just zooming by.
Could you imagine you're zooming by, people are waving, you're like, oh, thanks! I'm doing great. No, crash. You can hear it hitting.
Every car at high speeds just slides right into this. I would just, why is he looking anywhere else? I just would just put the camera right there and tape the whole thing. Here goes another one.
Wow.
We've seen, I think, a dozen cars slide down this highway and just plow into each other.
And then, like, you've been trying to tell them to slow down.
Right. Here comes some more. Oh, that one managed to stop.
Yeah, but then the next guy is going to hit him into the other stuff.
Tractor trailer sideways, clears the lane like the bowling return where Knight takes the pins down. Why is he walking away and showing the highway? Walk over there and tape everything.
Stop filming the tires. I want to see the accidents. Could you imagine he gets hit because he was standing in the street? Oh, there goes another one.
Ugh. But insane, right?
I don't know if we can get this to pass, but we really should name the show "Slow Down with the Disasters."
SHROW.
Slow down. Like, how do they decide which one's the bad drivers?
Okay, we've got a lot of good candidates for this week.
Yeah.
All right, so China's slip sliding away into massive car collisions. Now, I figured we needed to end on an up note for a disaster.
Oh, I thought we did.
That could have been it too, but I thought this one was a bit more humorous. This is a festival in Nigeria called the Nativeland Festival.
Okay.
And apparently...
How much are tickets? I keep buying tickets to show.
I don't know, but you should go to it next year because hopefully the same thing will happen as you're about to see.
Oh.
The performer decided that he should just bring most of the audience that's out there watching onto the stage. Let's take a look and see what happens.
Oh my God.
Now, for those...
Like, that wasn't just like you're standing there and it collapses.
Yeah.
Oof.
There was over 100 people on the stage and behind the scenes, behind the backstage area. So they're all on this platform. Way too many people. The DJ has a giant center stand, as they usually do. It's like a techno concert, rave, dance thing, whatever. They have these giant decorative pillars all behind them that are pretty big. They're I don't know how big you'd say, maybe 50 feet? Right?
Take,
30, 50 feet tall?
They're huge. There's like four or five.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. The DJ booth drops below like it was some sort of kind of stunt, where he's going to raise up into glory, into the light, and then drop the beat. The DJ thing disappears. Then the background scenery caves in. Almost like a hellmouth from Buffy.
It implodes. Like it just sucks in on itself.
Let's take a look again here.
Oh my goodness. Just buried them all.
Now, did you see the one guy make a break for it? He managed to get out and the structure collapsed on him. Did you see that?
Yes.
Right here in the center.
Yep.
Some guy got out of the collapsed hole. He's like, "All right, I'm going to run for it." No, the giant structure falls and takes him down with it.
Like, I feel so bad laughing at that, but you're right. He thought he was out of the mess and got pulled right back in.
Audience went, "Oh," but did nothing. Nobody ran away like in a panic, like the whole thing was going to collapse. Nobody ran towards the danger to try to help. They all just stood there. It's like, I paid $19 for this beer. I'm going to enjoy it, whether the show happens or not. Look at it one more time here.
Sponsored by Liquid Death.
Right. Well,
got it.
Oh, no. Happy to report no deaths.
Oh, good. Then I don't feel bad laughing as much.
Nobody died, and they're going to have another native... what is it called? Nativeland Festival this year. This happened in December.
Okay, so good.
Right in time for Christmas.
So
there we go. I thought I had these loaded. I'll load them right now real quick. I also thought that maybe we, as we tried to do, we did end on a more positive disaster.
Watching that guy run out and then get smacked by one of those falling towers was pretty positive.
Right.
It's about the tower. It's about time tower struck back against man.
Right. And all the damage we do. Climate change. We're saving the earth. Well, as we try to end this thing, because we don't have an official closer, we usually try to play something a bit more lighthearted, something humorous. And I found 2 videos that we're going to end this week in disasters before getting on to segment 2 here. You like music. We debuted some music last week. With,
I do like music.
With Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl.
I did. That was one of my favorite performances of that song.
Right. So I figured we should do another little music interlude here. We did the Tinder Date song to start this.
Sure.
So why not a good Beatles cover to take us out?
I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary come to me, speaking word of wisdom. Ready be, ready be, oh ready be, yeah, ready be, yeah. Whisper word of wisdom. Ready be, yeah. Everyone ready.
Now, we're going to have to cut this because it's so similar to the original that we're going to get flagged for copyright.
I think, that's what the beauty of having iHeart. They'll pay the licensing for it, so we're good. YouTube, I don't know, but I know at least the radio version is going to have that in there. Let's see. Jared saying, just beautiful. Might have been, she must have been taught by Yoku. Tom from Alberta is saying, she sounds like Asian Cartman. Really? You think so? I don't hear it. Let me listen to it again.
I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary come to me, speaking word of wisdom. Ready be, ready be, oh ready be, yeah, ready be, yeah. Whisper word of wisdom. Ready be, yeah. Everyone ready.
Baby.
I might have to add
Asian
that.
Cartman might be the title too.
Let it be. Yeah.
It's like when he does what was that song? Come sailing away.
Sticks. Yeah, Come Sail Away.
I don't wanna wait for my trip, but keep it over the ways on my trip.
I love Cartman so much.
Baby, let's make a run for the
Yeah, that or.
Don't think just because I got a lot of money, I'll give you taco flavored kisses, honey.
I think I'm going to have to add it into
Let It Be.
The Ret It Be into our
Let It Be.
foreign song file here. Where was the other one?
That's fantastic.
Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too.
It's in good company here.
Yeah, those are the
Yeah, we'll put them all. We'll add her to this
the foreign music section of our list
section of the show.
Let it be.
So I'm gonna double down.
Damn it!
I got an ace showing here, so I figure I'm gonna throw in some more money and double down on this.
Yeah, you're gonna split the hand.
Yeah. No. I have an ace showing. I'm not gonna. Okay, you do
okay.
split on aces, right? Yeah, you do.
You can because it could be. Yeah, I think 1 or 15 or.
Well, I'm gonna double down anyway. And I'm like, well, if I can hit pay dirt with one Asian video, a second one might be great. Then I realized, no, I busted because this video is terrifying.
Oh no.
Watch this.
So disturbing. Every time I watch this, it's so gross. The amount of time.
For the look at this.
The amount of time it would take to do this.
There's a weird. All right, for the people at home.
Please, you have to explain that.
There's a weird trend that's been around for a little while where people are doing these videos where they jump in the air and they're doing different poses and it's quick, frame editing. So it looks like you're constantly in the air. There's a guy I think I don't know if he's somewhere over in the United Kingdom. And he looks like Brian Johnson. He's got a long beard, and he does these dances in the air where his feet are never touching the ground, but because the way it's doing, he's dancing all over his yard. He's doing all these weird flips. It's amazingly well edited. The same technique is this Asian lady doing it, but at one point she's dressed like a horror doll, almost like the lady from The Ring.
I was gonna say this is like The Ring
crawling out of the well, right?
Oh.
At one point, she has the long hair, and then her hair disappears, and her eyes are really wide, and then her eyes close again, and her hair's back on.
She's been filming this for months.
I know. But I saw that, I said, all right, that's going to leave some people with some nightmarish visions when they go to bed.
I actually played this for my kid the other day, and she goes, "What are you watching?" I was like, "This is the stuff Eric sends me."
I sent you this one?
You sent it to me. You sent it in text, or like you did it in like a Instagram. And I was playing it, and I was laughing. And my daughter asked like what I was laughing at. So I showed her, and she was just like, mouth was open, like, "What are you watching?" I was like, two grown men laughing at the dumbest things. Why?
Right. All right. Well, perfect. I guess that wasn't the best way to end this whole segment here. So we'll just do this again as we go to break.
Right.
Wake up to the sound of music. Madman, recount to me. Speaking word of wisdom. Ret It Be. Ret It Be. Ret It Be. Ret It Be. Yeah, Ret It Be. Yeah. Whisper word of wisdom. Ret It Be. Yeah. Everyone ready?
It's Eric Nagel.
It's Eric Nagel.
Next. It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com. We're back with It's Eric Nagel.
Segment 2 of the show. Eric and Jordan here with you, going over television, movie, streaming updates, letting you know of everything that's available to watch or not watch. Avoid with caution. Watch with, I don't know. I was trying to be smarter than I could pull it off there in the moment. But anyway.
We'll do it again later.
A lot of stuff going on there. We usually start off segment 2 with things that we've been watching. Jordan, what have you been watching?
I'll start off with the most violent thing that I was watching is that I watched one of the games of the USA hockey team versus Canadian hockey team where
how'd we do?
The first 9 seconds of the game. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go beforehand. National anthems are playing. The American national anthem comes out, and everyone booed us. I get it. A lot of turmoil. There's some stuff going on with our country and America's hat, and they booed our national anthem. So our team responded in kind, and within the first 9 seconds, 3 major fights broke out where we whipped their asses more
in the
than
stands or on the game on the ice.
On the ice. So we beat their asses, and then we proceeded to beat their asses in the game. So it was the first hockey that I really watched since my team made an exodus from Arizona. Good thing everything's crashing here anyway. So it was fun. It was very exciting. I believe Canada is actually playing the USA in the finals, probably as we speak. But yeah, it was a very good one. And then to celebrate America even further, you went and saw this. I went and saw this. I watched Captain America: Brave New World, and I gotta say I enjoyed it. There are things about it I didn't like. There's a lot that I did. Again. And this is going to be my biggest complaint, just in the industry altogether. Stop showing us everything in the trailers. Like, it's ridiculous how much of this movie is in the last 15 minutes of the movie. Like, it's getting tiresome. Like, I want to be surprised at this point. I'm irked. But that being said, like, I thought it was a good way to start off this new round of Marvel movies, get us back into really caring about some of these things.
It was
some of the characters are fine. One character we both were annoyed with, it's like the little Israeli chick. She's like 4'2". Very annoying. Her character was fun. It's just the height difference. It was weird to me.
Yeah, that's what it was. She wasn't that annoying to me. The fact that she was so ridiculously short,
super small,
really. it takes you out of it because you don't believe she's not like a superpower, so she's just highly skilled. You don't believe she can do half the shit that anyone trained in the Black Widow program can actually do.
Right.
But I will say this, my theory on that is she's somebody we don't really know.
Yeah.
Just
character name is Sabra.
Right. I mean, she's known in the comic books, to a lesser degree, but as far as the MCU, there was nothing that would even allude to her. This was just her showing up out of nowhere.
Showed up.
But now you have three current characters that are all from the Black Widow program, not including Black Widow because we know she had died. Her sister, that I can't remember her name. Elena. She's part of Thunderbolts now. Taskmaster was also part of the Black Widow program, right?
It's true. Yes.
And now we have this one here. I can't remember the names.
Sabra
Cadabra. She's now part of this thing here, which leads me to believe now that, when things start to settle a little bit more, or they branch out after Secret Wars, I think you'll see a return of the Black Widow program, and she might be leading somewhere. Like maybe she'll start doing stuff because Young Avengers is coming. They've already started pulling that together at the end of the Hawkeye series. So maybe she'll have something to do with that, or a new school or new squad of Black Widows coming into all the thing. So street level stuff. You do need street level stuff because if it's all, top tier superhero shit, eventually that's going to be like, all right, everyone's got powers. Everyone could do everything. It's nothing good. You need Spider-Man. You need Daredevil. You need those kind of street level things. There's been rumors now that Jessica Jones and Luke Cage might be coming back into the fold.
I hope so. And I hope it's the same actors.
And they all say, not so fast, Iron Fist. We nobody wants you right now. We got Shang-Chi. We good. So if they come back in there, superhero, what were they? Heroes for Hire?
Yeah, Heroes for Hire. Because we have Daredevil, and Daredevil's getting a new series starting next month.
Right, but he's got a storyline that he's got to go through first.
Right, but he's considered street level. Like, even though he's got powers, he's still very much on the boots on the ground, not dealing with Galactus. Like he's got potential. Local stuff. He's
got potential. You bring Luke Cage and Jessica Jones into it. You've already got Spider-Man back at the street level now with his sort of self reboot that he did. Right. So you'll have him for there. You have Frank Castle, who's going to be around, so he's street level too.
He's showing up in Daredevil, so yeah, we can bring,
so they can build all these things. Hawkeye, even though he was Avengers, he can't do anything now physically, so they got to pass the torch to Kate Bishop. Right. But again, street level can do some stuff there. Bringing the Black Widow faction back into there, espionage stuff, Winter Soldier stuff. So it keeps it street level with that extra level of superhero-ness in there, and like, all right, it's believable but also a little exaggerated. Not fucking Captain America doesn't have the super serum, but he's got Wakanda wings, so he can slice and dice through almost everything now. That was sort of my issue with it. I think at some point they kept mentioning the serum.
That was a stupid show title.
What?
Wakanda Sykes.
No, I think the other ones are better. But,
so stupid though.
He kept mentioning regretting not taking the super serum many times.
I know we differ on what
I think. Somewhere down the line, he's either going to sneak, like he'll be tempted, or he'll have access to it, and he will take it without anybody knowing until later on. I think that's going to happen because he's just going to get tired of this shit.
Yeah. I still feel, although you have reasons to believe that's going to be a thing, I still think they're keeping him unpowered because you need that person to look up to. That because there's a line in one of the ones where Tony Stark says, everything incredible about you came from a bottle. Like, and that's true. In this case, he's not a super soldier. He's just a dude. He's been trained in the military, but at the core thing, he could still get his ass kicked. And when you have a hero that's fallible but still rises above
Jimmy Fallible,
yeah, you can have something to aspire to. It's why Superman is such a terrible character. Like, no kid is ever going to be Superman.
No, I know you don't want.
Is ever going to be Captain America.
But here's the thing: Captain America is not overpowered. Captain America is not like somebody could punch Captain
The
America.
man held a helicopter in place in Civil War with the might of his biceps and his tight T-shirt.
That was.
Don't tell me he's not super powered.
He's super powered, but he's not overpowered like Superman is. So he had, in times of extreme peril, he can ramp up his power a little bit, superhuman strength or what have you. But people aren't punching him and breaking their hand immediately like he's Superman. He doesn't have laser beams and ice breath and can travel back.
Miss Marvel's got that kind of clout. So yeah, I guess.
Right.
But I still feel you keep him very breakable and you have something to aspire to. And I think that's what they were trying to go for this.
Yeah, but
there's even that scene that I'm not going to spoil that pretty much the whole monologue was about that. It's like, look,
we're spoiling it. Who gives a shit?
Well, it was just like, Steve gave you this because you may not be the strongest of us all, but you're the one that people can look up to.
I think that's bullshit they're feeding him. I think they gave it so nobody would outshine Steve Rogers. That's why he gave it to him. It's like, can I pick my own replacement?
Was he the DEI Captain America?
It's like a headliner comic who brings their opener around. The opener is good, but it's not going to be funnier than the headliner. Right. No. So that's what it is. Like, I lived my life. I'm good. I'm set. I'm immortal forever.
I mean, I still
the
think
fucking Statue of Liberty is holding my shield. You're not going to top that. So I think that's what it is. I think eventually they've already showed where Bucky's storyline's going with being a senator or a congressman? Congressman, right?
Yeah, he's going to be in Thunderbolts too.
Thunderbolts, congressman. He's heading to that spot there. I think at some point they're going to give the shield to him because they're going to have to. I mean, people wanted him to begin with it. He had it for the longest time in the comic books. They're going to do that at some point down the line. This might be, you know what it is? Falcon might be the David Lee Roth that comes between Howard and Opie and Anthony. That's what Falcon is there. He's there until Bucky's ready, and then Bucky becomes new Captain America.
All right.
I thought the movie wasn't bad. A lot of people were saying it was terrible. I thought it was enjoyable. I liked it. I think
this is a good palate cleanser. Like, I called this one when we were talking about the other night. I called it a palate cleanser to get us back into. Get us out of like that phase where everything was such a downer. Eternals, the second Black Panther movie, everything was so sad and somber, and we were coming off Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, and everything had to be sad. Everything was dealing with your feelings and sad and bummer. And
what's this, Doctor Who?
None of it was. It was just so much of a bummer group that this, although had some heavy material, was still fun. Like, they were still quippy.
Right.
They were dealing with some like really big issues. You got the Red Hulk in it.
That
nothing
is a
was
problem.
Super egregious. And then you go into, you got your Fantastic Four. We've got Daredevil coming up. We got Thunderbolts, which seems to be more lighthearted. Like, it's going to be
Here's what you have as far as Marvel this year.
Okay.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is already out on Disney Plus.
It's fun.
We have currently out right now Captain America: Brave New World. In March, in about 2 weeks.
A week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. We got Marvel's Daredevil: Born Again.
Filming a second season as we speak.
And then beginning of May, we have Thunderbolts, which is interesting that it's the beginning of May, not going into Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
But
but see, Captain America, when they did Winter Soldier, broke the mold of blockbusters coming out like in the summer blockbuster season, because that released in February and made money. So they realize now they can put these anywhere, and people.
And so did Deadpool. The first Deadpool came out around Valentine's Day. Yeah,
it was a Valentine's Day release, and they banked on that.
All right, so Thunderbolts beginning of May. Then in June, we hit a bit of a rough spot with Ironheart showing up, which is going to be a TV show. On Disney Plus. July 25th, Fantastic Four, which is going to be huge.
Fun. I think that one's going to make a lot
August
of money.
6th on Disney Plus, Eyes of Wakanda, the animated series. I don't know if that ties into the current MCU or not.
I don't know, because Spider-Man doesn't. Like, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man's its own thing.
October 3rd, Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, which is like a spinoff of the What If shows.
And then supposedly, it says December, but we don't have an exact date. Marvel's Wonder Man.
Yeah, I don't
know
care
who's
about
gonna
that
care
one. I
about
saw
that.
one trailer for it real quick, and it's not.
To wrap
It's
up,
not a character I care about.
Wrap up Captain America here. The problem I had was Red Hulk was kind of cool, but they should have saved that for the oh my god moment in the movie.
Yeah,
and not
don't
put
show
that
it
in the trailer.
trailer.
You should have shown the other guy, the Marvel's version of Brainiac. What's his name? The leader. They should have showed him or hinted at him in the trailer.
He was cool. He looked good.
Just like they're doing with what's his name in the Thunderbolts trailer with
the Void and
Sentry, right?
Yes. Well, yeah. Sentry and Void are the same character. Well, they're
no, I know, but what people don't know the Void. They might know the Sentry, even though the Sentry's a bit of a stretch for casual comic book fans.
It's Marvel Superman,
but they're alluding to the guy. You don't see him. You're hearing him. There's some kind of like a off to the distance side shadow thing. They allude to that. They should have alluded to the leader in this thing and left Red Hulk to be like, holy fuck, we didn't expect to see him in the movie. That should have been the thing, and they really
they
fucked
showed too
that up.
much.
Yeah. But
Still
anyway,
good, but they just showed too much.
Captain America: Brave New World, worth seeing.
I think so.
Make your own decisions. You saw the hockey thing. For me, I finished the final season of What We Did in the Shadows.
I need to catch up. Is it good? Like, was it a good ending for this?
Very good ending.
A good series.
Very self-aware. Very good ending.
Okay.
I mean, the whole season's come and gone. So it's. But to you, minor spoiler. There's an episode.
Okay.
One of my favorites shows up. Steve Coogan.
Oh, I love Steve Coogan.
If you don't know who Steve Coogan is, legendary British actor, comedian, or comic actor, if you want to call him that. He's Alan Partridge.
Yeah, I love
Alan Partridge. But he shows up as Laszlo's dad. So.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah, you've got some homework to do.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Out right now, like we said, in theaters, Captain America: Brave New World. Also, Stephen King's The Monkey.
Yep.
Is in theaters, and then The Unbreakable Boy, which I don't know if I'm familiar with that.
That one is it's like an autism kid movie. Who's that kid? Team Cap? I know.
Okay. Over on Video on Demand, you have Dogman, Mufasa, which is the prequel to The Lion King. The Brutalist sounds like a horror movie.
No.
Okay.
It's like a depressing movie.
Fine.
But it's getting good reviews. A lot
and
of Oscar buzz.
Companion. Is that the Will Ferrell movie?
That's that sex robot movie where she gets super smart and like kills everybody. Like, it's been in the theater for 2 weeks and it's already on video on demand. Like, nothing is lasting anymore.
I might want to give that a watch because that.
I heard it's really good.
Good as in it's a bad good movie, or
no?
Good,
like I heard it's a good movie.
Oh, I was hoping that it was a good bad movie.
You thought it was just a sex robot movie, is what you thought.
Look, you're never going to top Ex Machina, so.
Oh, such a good movie.
You know, Megan tried, but then they're like, "Oh, she's too young. That sends the wrong message." And you're like, "All right, fine." Well, but there's Megan 2 coming out, so who knows?
Electric Boogaloo?
Electric. I don't know, something with the robot where they're going to get electrocuted. Over on Max, formerly HBO Max, Harley Quinn season 6 is currently out there. Another episode has dropped.
Yep.
Flow. I don't know what Flow is.
It's an animated movie about a cat who's traveling around and befriending other animals. It's getting a lot of Oscar buzz. It looks really cute. I saved it to my list. I haven't watched it.
Anime, adult movie, kids
animation,
movie.
like just it's. I don't even know if there's dialogue because it's like meeting up with different animals and they find a boat and they're sailing to like.
But is it like a family
Thailand.
thing or is it an adult anime?
It might be a family thing. I think it's a family thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's not like Japanese anime. It's like a really just good animated movie.
And this flew under the radar. White Lotus season 3.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I just didn't realize like now.
So I'm gonna have to give that a watch. Last season was pretty good. I don't like Michael Imperiali from The Sopranos. We talked to him twice for this show, and he's always acts like he's too bothered to be talked to. So it just was not a fan.
You're in one really good show. Calm down.
Not a fan. Over on Amazon Prime, Reacher season 3 is here with the first 3 episodes are available.
I love that. First 2 seasons are really good. I can't wait for this one.
Paramount Plus has Sonic 3 already is on the streaming platform.
Just happened like a couple days ago. Yeah,
Wow.
I haven't watched it yet. I want to put it on there.
And Yellow Jacket season 3. I didn't
realize how quickly that was coming out.
I don't currently have Paramount Plus because I canceled it after Picard was done, and I was like, I don't know what else. And I realized I never finished season 2 of Yellow Jackets. I think I got a few episodes in and forgot to watch the rest.
Yeah, this was one that Gittles got us both into.
Right.
He really loved, I think, the first 2 seasons, and so yeah, season 3 is out now. I think it's like I think they're doing one episode at a time, so it's one of those slow burn type.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Disney Plus, like we said. Peacock has Nosferatu already. That was just in theaters.
Yeah, it came out around Christmas.
That's the movie with Lily Rose Depp and
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård. And then Stars has The Crow. Is that remake, The Crow?
The remake, which is hilarious. It's a terrible remake on a streaming service
that nobody has. Yeah.
That's why I put it on there. I was like, well, of course it is.
I think you and I were talking about this not too long ago about AMC. How AMC has fallen off the fucking planet because Better Call Saul ended and anything to do with The Walking Dead has been done. Yeah. Nobody because AMC was a powerhouse for a while with unique shows, and then all of a sudden it's gone. Nobody gives a fuck about anything that's on AMC. I don't even know what's on that network anymore. You can get it as its own app and stream AMC content, or I think they have a deal with Prime. You can get it through there as well, or maybe Hulu, one of those two. But nobody talks about shows on AMC anymore. It's like where HBO used to be.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody talked about the HBO shows. To be fair to HBO, they still are talking about shows on HBO. I don't know if White Lotus is HBO. Yeah, White Lotus is HBO. But John Oliver came back, got a lot of buzz. Bill Maher's been getting a lot of buzz for the last calendar year. He's gotten a lot of buzz because of everything that was going on with politics in the world. His clips are showing up on
I see him on like TikTok a lot.
On TikTok, on YouTube, on the news shows in the morning, because he has a deal with CNN where they rerun his Real Time with Bill Maher on Saturdays or Saturday evenings on CNN. So they're he's getting such run with everybody. He had Kid Rock on like 2 weeks ago, and there's a bunch of clips of him talking with Kid Rock and some other political pundits or what have you. But anyway, he's getting a lot of run. So people are still talking about HBO. I don't know about any kind of specialty shows, but other HBO programming is still out there. AMC, nobody's talking about that. All right. Let's get on to the news here. Tell me what's going on.
Hold on 1 second here. Did you ever watch, I know you're not real. I mean, you do watch cartoons, but did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon?
Never watched any of it.
So Avatar: The Last Airbender, real popular series. They did a sequel series, Korra. They're doing a third series. Yeah, Korra the Explorer. Nickelodeon is continuing to build out the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender with greenlighting the animated series Avatar: Seven Havens. It's a new 2D animation series, 26 half-hour episodes spread across 2 seasons.
Right.
Or books. They're doing them in books, 1 and 2.
I know it's super popular because every year
really
at Comic-Con you see its own display, and there's people doing cosplay and buying all kinds of merch for that show.
Well, they did the live action for Netflix, which is getting a season 2. I have been told that the animated series is really good, so I started watching the first series on a recommendation from a friend of mine, and it's really good. But yeah, this is the 3rd season. It's going to celebrate the 20th anniversary. The original show debuted back in 2005, so that's 20 years old. Same creator, so everybody's coming back to do it. I think it's going to be really good, but it's currently in production and it'll come out. They're thinking probably either late this year or early next. So very excited for that. Amazon is taking over 007.
Yes, I heard. I guess the last part of the creative control for James Bond has been signed over to MGM's the MGM umbrella that Amazon now owns.
Well, for about 60 years, the same family has kind of controlled it.
That's what it was, yeah.
Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. They were the custodians of everything James Bond. They entered the joint venture with the streaming giant Amazon, and they have now ceded control completely to Amazon, which is making a lot of people upset and a lot of people scared. They've had nothing going on since Ian Fleming created the hero. There's been no director, no story, no script for a new installment. Little progress is made finding even a new James Bond. There's been a character Bible kind of circulated around the studio to kind of get people to talk about it and get it going. But yeah, nothing's been done. And that's the reason why Amazon needed to push. They spent about $8.5 billion to buy MGM 4 years ago. And the sole reason really was to get the James Bond licensing. And they haven't done anything with it. So I'm hoping that now that they have full control, they're going to start pushing it. I don't know if they're going to try to do movies, if they're going to try doing TV shows, but now that they have full control, they're going to start pushing forward.
Bezos must have shelled out a ton.
Probably.
From his end, and just put it to AMC. He's like, get this done. Why are we even having this problem? We've got Disney money. Make this happen.
So, Paradise, new show on Hulu. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. Well, it's been renewed for a season 2.
That's on my list to watch. I was debating if I was going to start that next. It's Sterling
K. Brown.
No, Archer. Sterling Archer from
Archer.
This Is Us. He is he plays a secret a confidant, a trusted Secret Service member for the president, who winds up getting assassinated and then finding out this whole world of conspiracy was actually true.
Yeah. So it released the 6th of its 8 episodes this week. The finale
I'm going
is
to keep
gonna
calling
be
him
on
Sterling Archer. That's fun.
Yeah, we're going to call him Sterling Archer.
Yeah.
The finale will release March 4th. Paradise will go into a full first season run on ABC beginning starting April 7th at 10 p.m. And then, they got a second season. So now I'm excited. I'll watch it, catch up on it. It's only got 8 episodes, and then we'll see where it goes. Hopefully it doesn't I'm afraid it's going to be one of those weird mystery, like an X-Files or something, where it's going to leave it, and then maybe we won't see resolution. But with a season 2, at least I know I'll get a couple seasons of it. So
okay.
Here's a big one. ESPN is dropping the MLB. Major League Baseball and ESPN.
I don't know why they have a deal to begin with. MLB had one of the best streaming networks out there on its own. They didn't need ESPN.
Well, they have been in partnership for 35 years. So ESPN is actually the one that's actually ending this partnership. They're going to go through 2025, and then after that, that's it. They said, we are grateful for our longstanding relationship with Major League Baseball and proud of how ESPN's coverage super serves fans. In making this decision, we applied the same discipline and fiscal responsibility that has built ESPN's industry-leading live events portfolio, blah, blah, blah.
I think
basically they're trying to save money, and Disney is really trying hard to probably
this coincides with MLB's announcement that they've got that new streaming platform that's going to eliminate blackouts in your local area for your games. But apparently it's you can eliminate the blackouts, but it's also Mr. Blackout. It's also geocentric, where they know what area you're in.
Yeah.
So if you subscribe, say, for the Mets, right, or the Yankees. Well, I don't know if the Yankees has that because they have their own Yes Network and all that stuff. Yep. But say you subscribe to the Mets, and some of the games that would normally be blacked out because the rights went to some other platform, or whatever, you're spending, I think it's $125 for this service, so that you get to watch the games in New York that would normally be blacked out. But if you subscribe to the Mets service and say you live in Florida, which is not unusual because a lot of people down there are Mets fans, are Yankees fans, are Red Sox fans, any of those teams. Well, when those blackout games come, you're still blacked out because you're not in the New York area. It's like Fios or Disney Plus or Netflix now. It's like, you're not on your home network, so we can't allow you to use the service. What? Yeah. So now you have to get a VPN on top of this in order to unblock the game. So I guess this was a whole thing that MLB knew this was coming, or MLB was telling ESPN that we're going to start doing our own thing. And then ESPN goes, well, it's not worth spending the enormous amount of money that you're charging us to have the licensing for this. Good. Yeah. Fuck them. Fuck all of them. Don't need sports. Go ahead. Moving on.
So last year, what do you think the highest grossing movie was?
Well, we know. We talked about it a long time. It was Inside Out 2.
Well, you'd be wrong.
Not last year. I'm not wrong. This year I might be wrong, but last year I was not.
No. Yeah. This year, you're wrong. Inside Out 2 became the highest grossing animated film of all time last year, but given its impressive accomplishment, there has been another animated movie that made more money. When
this story came out, I told you.
Yeah.
And you go, I don't believe this. This sounds ridiculous. I didn't either. But the fact when I was like, no, I didn't know the franchise, but it's saying within 20 days.
20 days.
What did Inside Out make? Inside Out 2?
Let's see.
It's like 1.6 billion, right?
Yeah, like 1.6
In 20 days, this thing made 1.7 billion.
Yep.
How is that fucking
This one is
possible?
also a sequel to a movie that came out in 2019 called Ni Jia. So Ni Jia 2 has officially beaten Inside Out 2 at the box office in just under 3 weeks. Basically, the biggest difference between Ni Jia 2 and Inside Out 2 is where the majority of the film's audiences are. Inside Out 2 was successful worldwide with a solid percentage of its profits coming from the United States. In contrast, according to Reuters, 99% of Ni Jia 2's profits are from China. So the movie opened in theaters in the United States. Briefly, Ni Jia 2 was primarily created for Chinese audiences. This approach also makes sense since the story, which is based in the Chinese Book of Adventures.
I still think it's padding.
A Chinese movie made a ton of money.
I think those
And
are
it beat out
fake
Inside.
numbers, because why have we not heard of any other movie making record-breaking almost $1 billion, if not $1 billion, within a short period of time coming out of China? But all we do is cater. All Hollywood does is cater to China.
Yep.
They take black people off the movie trailers. I mean, the movie posters, or shove them in the back, or something like that. You're not allowed to have any kind of gay scene that, or that kind of stuff gets cut out of the movie, or it can't
Ghost movies don't get released out there. They're big on
that's right.
Transformers.
The ghost shit is considered sacrilegious to them. Japan has something like that too, right?
Yeah. Black Panther was just Panther. Anyway.
Black Panther was just a different movie. They didn't even send it over there.
Right.
Well, good on them, but I still think it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit.
All right,
but
moving
whatever.
on.
Did you catch up and watch Cobra Kai?
No.
All right, well,
I
nobody
meant to.
cares about
I
Cobra
forgot.
Kai either.
Here's what they did. They're fine. It's supposed to be the final season 6, right?
Season 6.
Sometimes they split it, because it's a streaming thing. You get part 1, part 2 of a season. So you get like 6, 8, 10 episodes here, and then you get the rest on the back end. They split this into 3, which I was not aware they were doing. I didn't even know part 2 came out.
Yep. So the first part of the show's finale released back in July of 2024. It's a 3-part.
It lost all buzz and all momentum. Nobody talks about it. It's tired and played out.
So part 3 that just came out generated 5.9 million views, which is pretty impressive. But if you compare it to season 1 that did, they lost almost 9 million views compared to the 14.8 million that debuted back in July of 2024. So no one cared. Everyone dropped off. And they just stopped caring because you waited too long. Like you released the first part in July. You gave us, I think, 2 episodes in November, and then you gave us the rest of it this February. And at that point, no one cared about the story.
And you have nothing even not directly related, but surrounding that property that could even reinvigorate interest in it.
No. They got a new Karate Kid movie, but...
nobody cares about that.
Exactly.
The final season of Stranger Things is finally coming out. 3 years after the last season, right?
These kids are adults at this point.
I know. It's coming out. It'll generate a lot of attention and a lot of stuff for Netflix. Not just because it's Stranger Things, and you're like, well, it's been far removed. It may not have the same luster, the same passionate audience for it.
Yeah.
But David Harbour is coming in, is doing Thunderbolts. Marvel property, whether you like it or not, is going to generate a lot of attention and a lot of revenue, whatever. Him coming off of Thunderbolts into the final season is going to help Stranger Things season 5. Karate Kid has nothing like that. Nobody in that movie is doing anything in another world, another project that'll generate interest to, okay, hey, you liked her in that movie. She's going to finish the final season here. Let's go watch her in that too. There's nothing.
They tried with the lead actor. His name was Solo Maradunez. Like, he was supposed to be the
Solo
Blue Beetle.
Sikoa, he's the tribal chief.
Solo Red Cup was supposed to be the Blue Beetle, and he that bombed. Like, so like his like foray into superhero movies or bigger budget like mainstream things just did not do well for him, and it sucked because that it could have been something big for him, and it wasn't. So,
do we want to do music news, or do you want to save that for next week?
It's up to you.
Is there anything
cut
pressing?
it out? No, not really.
All right, so let's save that for next week.
Wait till next week.
Look at this, bringing the show into record time.
I know, under 2 hours, and we're gonna cut about 30 minutes of most of the racism out.
I know, at the beginning and the end. Or for what Jordan's private chat here, the racism equals Ret It Be. All right. God, Jordan. All right. We got to get out of here. We got to do plugs. Real quick, I want to mention, please do us a kindness. Go over to TikTok if you have the TikTok. It's The Consumer. We're moving everything over there. We still have the Instagram account. That's going to be the main home for everything. But we're moving stuff also over to the TikTok platform. So if you can go over there, give it a like or subscribe or whatever you want to do with it, we would appreciate that. With that being said, Jordan, our nation's eyes turn to you.
Well, you could find me on X, Instagram, even Blue Sky, which I don't use that much, at Jinxed Ronan.
It's
Twitch
difficult over there.
It's
hard to find anybody.
Yeah, I'm trying. You can find me on Threads if you need to. But at Jinxed Ronan, Twitch at Jinxed Ronan 79. And speaking of Twitch, if you subscribe to Amazon and you want to go over to Twitch and use your free subscription for any show on Twitch, give us a like, give us a subscription. You don't have to pay extra. You help us out, and you do a little something. So do that. Go over there.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for doing so. For me and the show, it's Eric Nagel. There it is. Across the board on all the social medias. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, thank you for doing that. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, any of those platforms when it's more convenient for yourself, do us a kindness. Go over there, like, subscribe, leave a comment. It does help out the program. If it's got that star rating, leave 5 stars. And then you can say whatever you want. We're stealing that from WATP. We fully admit it. If you didn't get a chance to catch us live and you want to do so, go over to our live rooms on Twitch and on YouTube, all under It's Eric Nagel. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. It'll let you know when the show goes live, and you can be part of all the fun. And if you can't do that and you want to catch the video on your own time, it's all fully produced and ready for you on our YouTube channel. It's Eric Nagel. And that is it, right? So until the next time, everybody,
be excellent to each other.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Eric Nagel.
Nagel?
Who are you? What do you want?
We know you created the Super Soldier Serum.
I was brought into Hydra's Winter Soldier program to pick up their work after the 5 failed test subjects in Siberia. I was a god. I did what no other scientist was able to do.
Alas, we're out of time. Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.